Today we're going to be discussing Norman Osborn's role in Spider-Man freshman year. Let's talk about it. Yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be going into detail about Norman Osborn's role in Spider-Man freshman year and what it could possibly entail for the character. But before we do get into that, if you are new around here and enjoy all types of Spider-Man content, from news, from the games, the movies, and the shows, and also fanfiction type content as well, then make sure to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss any more videos as soon as they come out on the channel. And also, we're going to be posting way more freshman year videos, breaking down everything that we've got from the Comic-Con. There's a lot to talk about, so make sure you're subscribed to get all of the news and information and breakdowns. With that being said, let's get straight into the video. So what is going to be Norman Osborn's role in Spider-Man freshman year? As we know, it has been confirmed that Norman Osborn is Peter Parker's mentor in the series, which means that he will play a very big substantial role in all of the episodes. Most likely he will be a lead character alongside Peter Parker, Aunt May, Harry Osborn, and the likes of them. It seems from the shot that was paralleled from Captain America Civil War, it looks like Norman Osborn will be taking on a Tony Stark role in this series as well, where he'll have heavy influence and input into Spider-Man's career. Now, there are two ways of how this could go down and how Norman finds out about Peter Parker or Spider-Man. The first way is that Norman could find out about Spider-Man through his abilities and his powers, and then recruit him under his wing, as Norman would want to find more out about his abilities and his powers. Or the second option, which will probably be the more likely option, is that Norman finds out about Peter's smart and intelligence through the likes of Harry Osborn, since it looks like Harry will be the best friend of Peter Parker in this series. And then Norman eventually takes Peter under his wing and then finds out that he's actually Spider-Man. Because as you can see in this picture on screen at the moment, you can see Spider-Man face to face with Norman. But we also know that Norman has met Peter face to face before with Aunt May at his apartment. So Norman knows of Spider-Man and he knows of Peter Parker at the same time. So if we put two and two together, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Norman already knows Peter Parker's secret identity in the show. Unless this is just a coincidence and a situation where Norman somehow has found himself face to face with Spider-Man. Although we don't know the circumstances based on what was confirmed to us about Norman being Spider-Man's mentor, it's safe to say that Norman probably knows the identity of Peter Parker. So if we're rolling with that theory, we know that there could be some character tension between Peter, Norman, and Harry, as Peter tries to keep his identity a secret from Harry whilst also being under the wing of Norman. I can imagine this creating some tension between Harry and Norman, as Norman will probably spend more time with Peter than his own son. This is the sort of dynamic that we've seen before play out in Spider-Man media, and it's actually a really good story device and works really well most of the time. The Raimi movies actually played with this dynamic as well as Spectacular Spider-Man, two Spider-Man mediums that are considered to be very top tier. Apart from the homemade suit, which I do think is definitely created by Peter Parker himself, I think the next 5 suits that Spider-Man will don in the series, including his classic suit, may have something to do with Norman Osborn. Norman could see Peter creating his homemade suit and see his intelligence and then push him in the right direction by creating a sleeker version of the classic suit, and that gives us the red and blue suit that we see in this image here. And then the 4 other suits that are created probably have something to do with Norman Osborn as well, because as you can see, they are all relatively high tech with a lot of machinery that Peter Parker definitely either wouldn't be able to afford to make or couldn't make himself. Although what I find interesting about this is the same thing that I said in my overview video, that some of these suits are actually in fact from the Identity Crisis storyline in the comic books, which means in some capacity the series will follow the idea that Peter Parker's secret identity gets leaked. And based off what I said previously, it looks like Norman potentially could be helping Peter get out of this situation by creating these suits. Or at least that is one theory. As I said, these suits are quite high tech, and while Peter Parker is intelligent, Norman Osborn would have the funding to make these suits happen. And now we move on to the big question that a lot of people will probably have on their mind. Will Norman Osborn become the Green Goblin in Spider-Man freshman year? My answer to that question is probably not. It looks like Dr. Octavius is going to be the main big bad and overarching villain of Spider-Man freshman year. Whether Norman will take the reins as the Goblin in the second season, which has been confirmed to be titled Spider-Man sophomore year, is yet to be confirmed, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens in freshman year. But as far as freshman year goes, Norman most likely will not be the Goblin, only because he will be an ally of Peter Parker. And I think if you are the storytellers and if you are the people behind the show, I think you take time and you take this first season to develop that relationship between Peter Parker and Norman Osborn. So eventually when you do get to the point where Norman becomes the Green Goblin in a future season, maybe even season 2 or 3, the impact of Norman becoming the Goblin in relation to Peter carries a lot more emotional weight and depth to it. And if their relationship is handled correctly in the first season, this could be a very big blow, especially for Harry and Peter going into the next seasons. And obviously if Peter ended up fighting Norman, this could put a lot of tension on Harry and Peter's relationship as well. So with having Norman Osborn as the mentor of Peter Parker in this first season of this new Spider-Man show, it does give us a lot of opportunities for story going forward. But personally, that is what I think Norman's role is going to be. It will be first a mentor in Spider-Man freshman year, and he'll probably be a very big ally of Peter Parker, and then going forward into sophomore year or maybe even future seasons, we will see the downfall of Norman Osborn and the downfall of that relationship, eventually resulting in him becoming the Green Goblin. But don't expect any Green Goblin in the first season for the reasons that I mentioned, that they probably want to build that relationship up, along with the fact that we've already got loads of other villains to explore in this first season, including Dr. Octavius, who looks like he might be the big bad of this first season as well. But with that being said, that is it for today's video. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think that Norman Osborn will take up this mentor role throughout the whole of the first season? Or do you think there'll be some hints of deception and potentially hints of him becoming the Green Goblin sooner than we thought? And also make sure to hit a like on this video if you did enjoy. Make sure to be subscribed for more Spider-Man content, including news from the games, the movies, and the shows. And also make sure to hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you do not miss my next freshman year video, because we're breaking everything down from the story to the character designs to everything that could possibly happen. So make sure to have the notifications on and make sure to be subscribed. With that being said, the Spider-Man No Way Home Blu-ray is out now. You can click the link in the description to get your own. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care and peace.